So we moved over to the other farm here to one show you the building, but actually we'll talk about the building. Another project came out of the shop. You normally don't think of pole structures, pole buildings being prefabricated, but this has worked really well. We can show you better on the inside, but perhaps that might be of interest to readers where they may be able to build this on their own with a little bit of help. So anyways, this is a 45 by 100 building. Just gives us extra storage centrally located between the fields where we can store loads of hay and equipment. And but what I came over here for was to show you a new project that just came out of the shop. Was air seeder. So we'll go and take a look at that. So primary cash crop is alfalfa and grass hay, particularly for the horse market up here, put up in square bales and some round bales. And anyways, as far as seeding hay fields, in the past we've done it with grain drills and brilliant seeders and that. But what we put together this year was a Gandy air seeder that actually purchased from the state college from their agricultural farms. And the bottom manifold was rotted out. It was kind of in pieces, and we were able to rebuild that, put everything back together, and then mounted it on a color mulcher, which is an invaluable tool as far as in prepping the hay fields to leveling it. And so first pass across without anything is getting it level, and then the second pass putting down seed in grass seeds in a nurse crop, and then the third pass is putting on additional grass seed and alfalfa. So we'll move to the front and take a look. So typically these air seeders, they may be seeding 30, 40 foot width of different crops, as you would know. But what's unique to this, because I wanted to be able to seed multiple types of seed, whether cover crops or the fine little alfalfa seeds or the larger grass seeds. So what we've done is split the seeder, and we put a partition inside of it. So 2/3 of it will hold the bulkier seed, and the metering wheels on 1/2 are for the larger seeds, and then the other third we have the alfalfa or the small seed metering wheels, and then we can run them together, or we can with the control in the cab cut out a clutch and shut off one side, or if we want to run that side and shut the other one off, we made it so we can pull a pin and have that one freewheel. So we can have any combination of the seeds going, or all of it. And so that's why the double tubes, which you would normally see. So one would be for the fine seeds and the other for the larger. And so we're putting it out in the front, letting the packer wheels, and then depending on the size of the seed, I'm able to vary the amount of incorporation by adjusting the depth of the teeth. So this just the last 2 days was the first time using this. So as anything we create, there's a lot of working the bugs out and calibrating and things, but so far so good. Real happy with how it performed, but we'll know better in a week when the crop comes up, and we'll see how even it is. So if you ever thought there was any interest in this, as I mentioned earlier about the prefabricated building here, I would like to be able to share that in more detail with whoever was interested. But anyways, basically what we have is the 45 by 100 foot building. Two of us put it up. Actually, from this point up, all the walls, myself and the helper and using one machine, we erected the whole building in an afternoon, starting after lunch, and by the time you had to leave after work, all the walls were up. So considerable time savings, and also much safer. But so basically, what we have is the treated laminated system, and these are all put together in the shop, as well as a 2x12 skirt board, and so they're in 16-foot sections that are being lowered into the ground and then anchored in place with the fill. And so the whole perimeter is done to this point with the treated, everything square and straight. And then we're able to come in with a 20-foot long section of the walls up 14 plus feet tall with the purlins on, and then just using the simple loader with a boom. And then we just lower this whole section right down onto here, a couple of nails into there to hold it, and then we move on to the next one. And anyways, much easier than what you would typically see, where they're standing a wall or standing a post up, and their guys are working up in the air, and maybe not something just every farmer would do. Another thing different, of course, I'm up in northern Michigan with 70-pound snow loads, and so we have to, build accordingly. But what you'll notice is the posts are 4 foot on center, and if you're able to see to the top, we have a truss pocketed right into the post. So each truss is supported by its own post. Another thing, a little unique, look over towards the corner over here, is we have our doors mounted on the inside, and that has worked very well. The doors seem to hold up better, protected, and what you really can't observe here, but in 30-some years of building barns, after shoveling out doors in the winter, it finally dawned on me to, when installing the door tracks, which are typically put level, it finally dawned on me to raise them up on each end. So as this door travels horizontally, it is also raising vertically, and not so much of a big deal on the interior doors, but most of our doors on the exterior. Unbelievable how much difference it is to open a door when the door is raising up at the same time. So again, if there were any interest on that, I have lots of pictures, drawings on how this was constructed. So here's a project from 22 years ago. We needed a dump truck, and so what do? You build one. Purchased International 8100, I believe, a road tractor. It was a little less than 500,000 miles. Unbelievable condition. And then we bought a semi-trailer, dump trailer that had been tipped over, and so was in disrepair. And we were able to salvage, cut a bed out of it, and built the box, put a new hoist under it. But what's unique to this truck is the bed and the bulkhead are one piece, and then the sides are removable. The back tailgate comes off, and then it has a flat tailgate that extends out to make a longer flatbed, or we have short sides that would go on it too. So it's basically 3-in-1 uses for the truck. Doesn't get a lot of miles on it, but I wouldn't want to be without it. So on our pastures, where we have multiple people that we allow to walk through them, we don't want to worry about the gates being closed. Here's a little gates that came out of the shop where just the EMT, some square tubing, and we're able to pivot. So just walking through, and there's no way somebody can leave it open to where the cattle would get through it. So, works well. So in feeding hay to cattle on multiple different pastures, was it 2002, I guess the date on it, we built this portable hay feeder. And I know you can buy portable feeders, but I've not seen ones with a roof on them. And we wanted to be able to, particularly when we're supplementing hay in the fall and the rainy time, wanted to be able to keep the feed dry. And this particular one will hold 4 5-foot round bales, and just build it out of pretty much material that was laying around. I guess we did buy some pipe, and it just uses a little dolly on the front pivot. We originally had rubber tires on it, but sometimes it'll sit for a while in the manure, and it was hard to keep up with keeping the tires on. So we've since added the steel wheel. We'll take a look at the back where we open it up. Sometimes we would load it at the farm and then tow it out, but usually once it's on the pasture, we'll just bring bales out 2 at a time. And to load it, just pulling a pin, swinging the gate back around, and then just simply sliding them in. Again, build out of material that's kind of laying around, and just tin roof and a plank floor with gaps in between to let any of the weather go down through there. But where it's also handy, and if I were doing it again, I would actually put gate hinge pins on here. But sometimes you get a group of feeders, need to create a pen, and this creates a good base to start with. We're anchoring corral panels too. So.